Hi everyone, I'm Joanna, I'm board member of ENFA. Today we're going to continue the project Meet Our Members, which allow us to get to know our member organization. So our next stop is in Spain to meet CONFESQ, the National Coalition of Fibromyalgia, Chronic Fatigue Syndrome, Multiple Chemical Sensitivity, and Electromagnetic Sensitive. Our guests are Aina Grimal, member of the International Group of CONFESQ and Vice President of a National Association in Mallorca, and Andrea Gomez, she's the International Project Coordinator of CONFESQ. Hi ladies, and welcome, and thank you for accepting our invitation.
Hi Joanna, thank you for inviting us. Congratulations ENFA for this excellent idea to meet our members. This kind of project gave us the chance to know each other. But even more important is the opportunity to learn from one another. We think that the knowledge and the union of our organizations will make us stronger in the fight to recognize fibromyalgia in Europe. Much has been accomplished, but much more remains to be done. Now, Andrea, member of our professional team, will explain you the work that we realize in CONFESQ Spain. We hope that you find it interesting. Thank you. Andrea, you can start the expositions.
Thank you so much, Aina. So as we have been presented, we are CONFESQ, the Spanish National Coalition of Fibromyalgia. This is our main core, but we also take care of another 3 diseases that we will explain later why, that are myalgic encephalomyelitis or chronic fatigue syndrome, multiple chemical sensitivity, and electromagnetic sensitivity. So this is something we are going to be talking about. So who are we? About us. So most data of fibromyalgia in Spain to have an idea. Then some of our projects, what are our objectives, what do we want to achieve, and we will explain it later. So this is like the first we want to share with you that we think advocating alone is tough. So, and there is power in numbers. All these mini photos that you can see here is some of our organizations around Spain, because we are like the national organization, and we have regional and local organizations in all the territory. So we are more than 50 organizations and more than 10,000 patients. So if you get to know more about us, you will probably question when we were born. So we were born in 2004. And firstly, there were many local and small organizations about fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome, because as you may know, these are some diseases that have similar symptoms or common symptoms. So at first we were only taking care of those diseases. But then we realized that this kind of organization were only taking care of routine daily problems, but there was missing some political incidents or some more like we wanted to raise our voices and be stronger. So that's why in 2009, we developed our organization as a national level, right? Then we were talking with some of our members and patients, and they were telling us that many of them, they had more symptoms, that they were having multiple chemical sensitivity, which is a disease that you are like allergic to some chemicals, and the electromagnetic sensitivity that is regarding to the Wi-Fi connections and magnetic fields, right? And that's why we decided to represent these 4 diseases. So we are a national non-profit association, and so we strongly believe that the power is in the numbers. So moving on, we belong to 2 of Spanish national organizations, which are COCENFE from disability and physical health. And then the second one is La POP, which is from patients, that they are really big in Spain. So we have managed to work with them to do some documentaries, to raise awareness, and many other campaigns. As you may know, we are also present in Europe. We are really happy to say that because we are members of the Pain Alliance Europe, from the PEC, from ENFA, that's why we are here today, and from EMEA, which is from myalgic encephalomyelitis. So which were our goals? Our main goal is to defend patient rights and interests as well as their relatives. Our commitment goes beyond national boundaries, being our goal to be present before society, institutions, and any relevant administrations integrating and promoting the actions of the entities it represents and those that pursue the same purposes. Here, there are some photos of some reunions with MEPs or scientific community or some raising awareness meetings. Then we have some specific goals that you can read here. Some of them I will read it briefly. Is to represent, to adopt, to present initiatives before the public administration, because we believe that this is really a really interesting goal and really important to be present, that the administration know what we are and what we expect from them. Also, we want to strengthen our structure and consolidate the different fields of work. We also want to create, that we will see later, a scientific committee, because we believe that scientific and investigation is key for these diseases. Also, the promotion of services and activities to establish a common coordinated framework, because it's important to be together and to have like coherent actions. Then we have exchange of information, because we think also this is very important to know what you are doing, what we are doing, to share information. That's why we believe being in ENFA is really important, because we can get to know what our European partners can do. And also the European association can learn from us. So also, as we were saying, we want to raise awareness, because many of the population here in Spain, or rather in the world, don't really get to know what is fibromyalgia or the symptoms or any of the things related to that. Also, as you can read here, we want to stress the importance of promoting and training medical professionals and health doctors, because some of them, they may not know how to treat it, or they have doubts, and we want to be there to help them in anything we could. Then, so as we were saying, we think it's very important to develop activities and collaborate with the European Union in any kind of the entities. Maybe it's ENFA, or maybe it's MEPs, or it's any kind of association that it's in Europe, and we can learn from each other. So as we were saying, cooperation, promotion, solidarity is our goals, right? What else? So talking about fibromyalgia in Spain, we want to tell you that here the prevalence is like 2.4% of the population over 20 years old. We want to say that it's really important to say that this is a disease that is mainly predominant in women. As you can see here, is the 90% of the population, which is a huge percentage. So more or less the percentage from the age is between 40 and 49 years old. And also one data that we wanted to share that we think is really important is that more than the 20% of the population has to quit their job when they have this disease, because they don't feel well, they cannot go to work, it's impossible for them. So, so another data that we have not included here, but we think is really important, that this 2.4% of people having fibromyalgia in Spain, it's around like 7,000 patients that are affected. And we want to move on. So this is some of our projects. We wanted to be very visual, so you can see like interaction with people. This obviously was before the pandemic, but we have like radio meetings. We had meetings with the health minister of Spain. We had meetings with scientific. We also had some films, short films that we recorded with some of the organizations that form part of confesq. And these short films are the best way to raise awareness between the population and to show, because as we all know, one image is worth 1,000 words. So we also, some years ago, was the Social Climate Summit that we were present, because also we believe is really important, our health. And yes, this is some of our projects regarding the associative movement. Yeah, this pillar is research, and we are proud to say that we have created a scientific committee with some Spanish doctors that know really well our diseases and have helped us to contribute the investigation, the studies. And as you can see here, we have two of really important investigators in the world, that they are from, one is from US, that is Daniel Klo, which really tell us a really interesting story about fibromyalgia in one of our meetings, and how can fibromyalgia be treated in kids, in children, and they are investigating how to do that. And also we had some other investigators from around the world telling some of the new updates in fibromyalgia, and this is really important for us because also the Spanish Ministry of Health has helped us, and we have reunite all medicals and health professionals in this kind of meetings, so they can share their knowledge and share all the new findings they are having. Then, as we said, also, we think it's really important to have a political impact in the society. So here we have some protocols we did for the schools, for the high schools, that because you know this disease unfortunately also affects children. So it's important that teachers know how to treat them, how to deal with it. And then the other part that is really important that we did, our Social Security Institute did some guides around fibromyalgia and the other 4 diseases, which were really not updated, and they had not really clear and well updated information. So that's why we mobilized, and we will see a video about that it was really interesting. And then we decided that if the guides they published were not okay, we did our own with special doctors and with people who were expert in our diseases. And it was really interesting how we did it, and we will show you later also. So we are really glad to share with you that last year we were awarded with an international prize, as you can see here, the European Civic Prize on Chronic Pain in the clinical practice category. So as we were saying, these Social Security Institute guides were outdated. So we did a whole campaign of mobilization of people, and we really did a really political impact campaign. And that's why the European Active Citizenship Network really saw this and noticed it, and they give us our award. And now we will show a video about it.
CONFESQ, the Spanish Coalition of Fibromyalgia, Chronic Fatigue Syndrome, Multiple Chemical Sensitivity, and Electrosensitivity, wants to thank Active Citizenship Network this recognition rewarding our good practices project, No a la Guía INS, in the context of the European Civic Prize on Chronic Pain, the third edition. In January 2019, the Spanish National Institute of Social Security released the updated guide on the assessment of fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, multiple chemical sensitivity, electrosensitivity, and other somatoform disorders, second edition. This was the only guide for primary care doctors and social security inspectors to turn to. The document was written with outdated and insufficient bibliography and without the participation of specialist doctors. So we asked for its immediate withdrawal, its non-distribution, and its complete revision. For this, we launched the campaign No a la Guía INS with different lines of action. Our specific objectives with the project, among others, were achieve a fair assessment and evaluation of wear disability for patients suffering from these four illnesses, represent the rights and interests of people who are affected by these four diseases and their families, improve patients' quality of life as well as their social, labor, educational, and institutional recognition. Our main outcomes were, when we got the chapter of somatoform disorder was removed from the guide, and the Institute was committed to review the content of the document. Such fact implied that patients of these four diseases were not treated as mentally ill people. Another important fact was the 5 counter documents written by experts. Our actions involved the participation of different partners, 27,000 signatures from civil society, more than 170 patient associations, as well as 70 medical experts and doctors supported us and provided information to counter that guide. We firmly believe that we can provide updated information of these 4 diseases to other countries. We have learned how to put chronic pain in the center of public debate and how to make public and health authorities take chronic pain seriously. Thank you so much.
So we have noticed that to be present and to have more power is not enough to be only present in Spain, in our national boundaries. We have managed to do more, to get out of our comfort zone and go in the international arena. So that's why we have some photos that I would like to explain, that because we have some MEPs, Spanish MEPs, which have helped us to get some awareness and to get us some help. As you can see, we did a common meeting in myalgic encephalomyelitis disease in June last year, and it was really interesting because some of the European institution representatives had a say and they were aware of our situation. Also, we are very glad to form part of ENFA, as you can see here, the General Assembly of last year. We have some campaigns to promote the resolution of myalgic encephalomyelitis that was approved 2 years ago. We also went to the Brain Mind Pain Days, which we helped to create a fibromyalgia profile and share to the European population how is fibromyalgia, how is to deal with fibromyalgia, because some of the women are also stigmatized not only for being fibromyalgia patients, but also for being women. And also we have contributed to collect data for EMEA, the European Myalgic Encephalomyelitis Association. We have also had the participation of some experts regarding multiple chemical sensitivity that were from Sweden. And also we managed to be present and to have a say, a voice in the international arena, which we think is really important. So if you want to know more about us, you can also search our social media. Here it is our Facebook, our Twitter. We have also a part in our website, which is totally in English for our non-Spanish speakers. And that's it. We want to thank ENFA for this opportunity. And muchas gracias.
Thank you, Aina and Andre, for the excellent presentation. Congratulations for all your work. It's remarkable. So if you live in Spain, contact the association and become a member. You can find the links in the description. And until next time, bye.